Hello there everyone, welcome to part 2 of this OP07 set review. Today's going to be purple, black and yellow. Spoiler alert, 2 of those are the best colours in the set, and hugely meta. Who could have seen this coming? A lot to talk about. If you're seeing this on Patreon, thank you very much for your support. Check out part 1 for all the sort of context there, as well as part 1 for a reveal, wow, of the in-depth guides you can find on my Patreon for OP07. This is a non-Star Wars Unlimited month, so it's going to be 2 One Piece guides. Next month is going to be a Star Wars Unlimited set drop, so probably just one guide, which you could vote for. I've thought about this one. Which you can vote for over on my Patreon. Let me know which guide you would like. Which top deck do you want to see me break down, matchups, and all that sort of stuff. Go check out my Patreon. It's $5 a month. If you're seeing this on Patreon, thank you so much. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. I've waffled for long enough. Foxy. Foxy. This deck's hilarious. So when attacking Don -3, if you have 3 or more Foxy Pirates, choose up to one of each of your opponent's arrested leaders and characters. The cards you chose do not become active during the owner's next refresh phase. So, if you can actually pull this off and just Giga Stun, it is really funny. It is obviously not very good, but it is very funny. The Foxy Pirate cards are just hilariously bad. Like, there's not that many good purple cards, but the good purple cards are really good. So, we'll start off here. Ito Mimizu. Activate main once per turn if your leader is Foxy and you have no other Ito Mimizu. Rampadon at rest. Staple and Foxy, you need that to get that Don back. The fact it's recursive is really important. Until Black Maria next set, then this is terrible. Let's move on. Vinsmoke Sanji. 1 drop 1k on play once per turn. On play Don -1. If your leader has Vinsmoke family, draw 1. So bad. Why would I ever use this? Vinsmoke Reiju. 2k on play. If your Don is less than equal to your opponent's, return one of your Vinsmoke characters with a cost of 1 to your hand. Or, so the idea is that you can play them off each other. Wow, that's shit. We got Capote. Don -1. If your leader is Foxy, up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card is actually half decent. Another stun card. Here's one of the few insane purple cards in the set. Here's a 6/6, 2k counter. While you have 2 or fewer Don cards than your opponent, this costs 3 less in hand. Blocker. What the fuck is this card? This is just everything, right? Like, this is literally just everything. I mean, you know, it's very clear in each set the cards they want to be good are so good. It is unreal, right? Like, the cards they just want to be good. This is one of those cards. They just want it to be good. It is crazy. It is a staple in any purple deck that can feasibly do any amount of Don -8. Nuts. Gina. On play, if your leader has a Foxy Pirates type and the number of Don cards you feel is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active. This is a on play, but it's 2k counter. Good card. 4 off in Foxy. Then we have got Tony Chopper. Blocker on play. If your board has less Don or equal to, rested on, blah blah, more ramping, fine. Bad card. Hamburg. 5/6. Don when attacking. If your Don is lower or equal to the opponent, ramp it on. Wow. Then we got Pickles. If you have equal to or less than Don in your opponent, your characters of Foxy Pirates and the Pickles cannot be cared by opponent's effects. Cool. Actually fairly relevant, to be fair. This card is actually quite important into the non-Sakazuki meta, so good card. Well done, Bandai. Don't attack with this. Big Pan. 6/7. On play, if you have equal to or less Don than your opponent, play up to 1 Foxy Pirates character with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. Another good card. Then, here we go. The heart and soul of the deck. We got Foxy. 7/7, no counter. Opponent's turn. If your leader has the Foxy Pirates type, all your opponent's characters have -1k power. Activate main once per turn, ramp a Don. Right? So the idea here is to get out as many Foxies as you can, right? Make sure you have a Pickles. I mean, Pickles is going to get nuked immediately, right? But see if you can get one out just to protect the others. But basically the idea here is just keep getting out Foxies and your opponent just can't kill you. And then you just stun them and then you win. Very funny. Very, very funny. We've also got powerful cards here like Porsche. It's a 3/5 with an on-play to Don -1. Look for the top 5 cards for Foxy. Then play a 4k power or lower purple character from your hand. It is insanely good, right? Like, for 9 and for 3 and a Don -1, you don't even lose a card from hand, you get 9k of stats. Like, that's obviously very good. If this was a 3-9, we'd all be going, this is broken, right? So, yeah, this card's pretty good. Luffy, 6-7. Once per turn, Dom -3. If your opponent has 3 or more characters in play, set this character as active. So, yeah, just get a kill tool as well. Good in the deck. Monda, 2-3. You may trash this character. If your leader is Foxy, you ramp it on. Okay, that's enough ramping. Nira Beam. Counter, Dom -1. Give it to one of your opponent's leaders and characters -2k for the turn. So this splits it out. This is quite decent. Nira Beam Sword. This is a counter, Dom -1. Give up to one of your leader or characters +2k for the battle. Then rest up to one of your opponent's characters. And the trigger ramps it on. So this is also pretty decent. Then, inexplicably, in this set, we have a top 5 Big Mom and Animal Kingdom Pirate Searcher. Obviously, this is a staple in those decks in OP08. And obviously, in OP07 as applies. And finally, Megadon Ninetails Rush. If you have equal to or less on your opponent, set up to one of your Foxy as active. And Rampadon at rest. So, you get a restand. Yeah, this deck is really funny. It's a solid tier 2 contender, but it's really funny, and if you win with it, it's hilarious. Yeah, okay. Next, we got probably the best new deck in the set. Yeah, I think pretty uncontroversially. We got Rob Lucci putting the L in Lucci. Shit Sakazuki, you lose the consistency, but you get an extra life. And honestly, that's fine. Okay, so let's look through all the new support cards. You're going to want to bear all the old ones in mind from OP03 as well. So 2k counter Kaku on play, you return 2 CPs, give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost for the turn. This is obviously decent in terms of enabling removal, and it's 2k counter, so you play it. Caulifla, this is a 4-5 with a bad on, like, it's overcosted and you're never playing it. Captain John, this is a 2-3. On play, trash 2 cards from top of your deck. Choose up to one of your opponent's characters. That character gains -1 cost during this turn. I think if we ever start playing the Moria stage in Moria, this probably becomes quite good. Actually, I'm quite convinced this becomes quite good, because then you basically are actually able to hit like those numbers that were previously like really, really annoying. In particular, 3 drops, like on curve, like going second, so you can actually hit those. And this just gives you like a little bit of extra. So I think this is a really nice Moria tool, and I think when Moria decks evolve in the stage direction, this will probably start making its way in. But obviously, in the context of like a turn where you're like using Moria effect, you always want to, when using actual Gecko Moria 8-drop, you obviously want to bring back a Helmepo. Okay, Gecko Moria 4-drop, 5k, activate main, place 4 Thriller Barks from your trash to one of your deck. This gains Banish and 1k for the turn, so it becomes a 6k Banisher. Probably bad. Then we got a 2-drop blocker here for CP. It's just searchable. Still see this card's very good. 9-9 on play. Just KO any of your opponent's characters by sacking one of your characters. Obviously, hefty cost. You can sack itself. So if you really need to remove something, this does remove itself. It is a 9-cost removal. It is horrendously expensive. But obviously, the idea is you play Stussy and then you like sack off like, you know, a Spandam, right? Is the idea. Speaking of Spandam, here we got another one. 3-4. On play, mill 2, give one of your opponent's characters -2 cost for the turn. You're probably never playing this. Baskerville, this is a 3-3, 2k counter. If your opponent has a character with 0 cost, this gains 3k, so it's a 3-6, 2k counter, whilst your opponent has 0 cost. Smoker card. Hattori, this is a 2k counter, 1-drop, searchable, CP0. Your turn, on play, go up to one of your Lucci's +2k power for the turn. Obviously, hilariously, this is much better with the old Lucci, where you could like be getting lots of double attacks in, if you were able to like trigger stuff. But this is obviously like, it's good, right? Like fundamentally, you're cheesing Dawn, it's more efficient, it's 2k counter, it's pretty good, right? 6-8 vanilla, bad. Morgans is a card you're going to want to bear in mind. It's a 2-2. On play, your opponent discards one card from the hand, then reveals their hand, and then draws one. So you get the hand knowledge, you know exactly how much counter they've got. I think this is exactly useful like the turn before your lethal turn, because then you know it's not going to change that much. You can like, it removes a lot of uncertainty and you just know that you're going to be able to get the kill more than likely. I think this is a card that also in the future may be quite relevant. I don't know. Luffy 5/6. When attacking, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. Then place as many cost 4 or higher characters from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. For every 3, it gains 1k during this turn. So this is obviously very, very good. The main thing is, like, you just get to remove shit, right? Like, there's a 5/6 on attack removal, demands an answer. It's a 5-drop. It's quite annoying to deal with. Yeah, good card. Yusuf, this is a 1/2. On play, return 2 CP from your trash to the bottom. KO to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or lower. This may be relevant purely based on the fact it's 1 cost removal. It won't be the moment ST14 comes out. Rob Lucci 5/6. On play, you may place 3 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Your opponent trashes a card from your hand. Then you may place up to 1 card from your opponent's trash to the bottom of their deck. So this is actually, I think, quite good. And I think a tool that, like, you know, as we move into the future, as black gets more and more of this recursion, right, when you just really need to snipe like one particular thing, this will be like the hard counter. You know, if in 2-3 years, One Piece will probably be a game with like hyper consistency and like, you know, you're able to like have all these one-offs outs and stuff like that and stuff like this, and like everything's searchable, and like something like this may end up being relevant. Then we got a 1-drop shave counter. Give up to one of your leader or characters plus 2k power for the battle. Then, if your character has 10 or more, return a card that contains type CP to your hand. Trigger, return up to one of your characters to your hand. So, I don't really know when you'd really want to. I mean, I guess you want to bounce like Spandam or a 2k counter. It's fine. It's not great. Iron Body. This is a 2-cost event. 4k counter. Then, if you trash 10 or more, it's a 6k counter, and the trigger is give up to one of your leader characters 1k for the turn. This may be relevant, probably not. Here's the actual good event though. Tempest Kick. This is Great Eruption, except it does 3 for some reason, and also has a trigger to KO 3 cost. So yep, 4 of insane card. Finally, we make our way to Sabo. This is an 8/9. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or less characters, and up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or less characters. This is very, very good. Very efficient. You know, it's probably never replacing 8-drop Moria, but, well, I guess in some cases it would. Like, right, if your deck just is not able to play, like, the good combos of 8 and 2, 4 and 2, like, you probably do just want to play Sabo instead. This is a really, really good piece of top end. Very nice removal. Yeah, really good card. Okay. Onto the Egghead deck. This deck's very funny, actually quite decent, and gets way better in OP08. So, Vegapunk, 2 life, yellow leader, cannot attack. Once per turn, pay 1, place up to 1 cost 5 or less card with the Egghead type from your hand, face up on top of your life, or into play. Okay, so let's just take a second. This guy just cheats shit out or heals, right? You're paying 1 to play a 5 cost. Let's just stop there, okay? That is crazy. So there is very strong potential here, all right? Very, very strong potential indeed. Right, let's continue. Atlas, 5/6. If your life is lower than your opponent's life, this card cannot be KO'd by battle, and trigger plays itself. Immediately insane. Your life is almost always going to be lower than your opponent's, so your opponent has to just hard remove it. Fine, it's a 5-drop. That's going to take a couple turns. So turn 1, this is pretty good. Usopp. 1/2, 2k counter, trigger, up to one of your Egghead type characters or leaders gains 2k until the end of your next turn. So this is insane when you can feel lethal coming and you just go, actually, I'm just going to stop that. Yeah, very good. Edison, 4/5, 2k counter. On play, if you have 2 or less life, draw 2 and trash 2. And if your leader's Vegapunk, you get to play the card out. So yep, 2k counter, you're going to want to play in the deck. Good card. Shaka, 5/6 blocker, trigger plays. You know, a lot of these, like for Vegapunk, you're just playing them out. These are all really, really good cards. 5/6 Jinbei, trigger, bounce a 4 cost, and then add this card to your hand. That's also very good. Tony Chopper, 2/3, trigger, choose up to one of your characters with Egghead during this turn against blocker, then add this card to your hand. This one probably is not very good, not seen play. Nico Robin, 3/4, if your leader has Egghead, draw 2. W artwork, not great. Like, I probably never actually playing it. Pythagoras, 5/6. On KO, if you have 2 or less life, play up to 1 Egghead character at the cost of 4 or less from your trash instead. Rested. And if your leader's Vegapunk, play the card. Play this card. This is amazing, of course. Then we've got Fuza. This is a 4/6. Animal Sky Island. Don 1 when attacking. If you have 1 or less life, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or less characters. Not like anything particularly special, but obviously like it's a 4/6. Frankie, this card is stupid. I genuinely don't know why they printed this card. It is a 4/5, 2k counter, draw 1, trigger, and then if you have 1 or less life, play this card. The fuck? For why? Why? Yeah, this card's nuts. Vega Force 1, 4/6. So there you go. There's your 4/6 you're going to be reviving with Pythagoras. Then we got Luffy here, 5/6. 1k counter. The trigger KOs up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or less characters. Deactivate main, you may place this character to your trash. If your life is 2 or less, KO up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or less characters, then draw a card. So this is obviously insane, because you just basically, you know, you deal with the Kuzan, deal with whatever the annoying threat that you need to deal with is. And if you don't need to deal with anything, it's a 5/6. Good card, very, very good card. York, 5/6. On play, you may add the top or bottom card from your life to your hand. KO up to one of your opponent's cost 2 or lower characters. The trigger plays. This is not amazing on play, but it's another 5/6 that you can just slam out. Lilith, this is probably your best trigger. So on play, look at top 5. For an egghead, other than Lilith, put it into your hand, and then trigger plays it out. Again, like just insane value. Playing this on curve, super, super good. Staple 4 of, obviously. Lucci, 6/7, Dressrosa Revolutionary Army. When attacking once per turn, you may put the top or bottom card of your life into your hand. Rest up to one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower characters. Then, if your life is 1 or less, place the top card of your deck on the top of your life. This is very powerful, potentially, as a way to just, you know, draw and tap things down. And, you know, if you've stacked something that you don't need there anymore, just get it back and heal. Pretty good. Zoro, 5/6, trigger. If your leader's egghead, rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. So this is just a stackable beige trigger, essentially. Obviously, again, quite good. It's a 5/6, you can just slam out. Then, the man with the greatest brain. Top 5 for egghead, and then trigger draws a card, staple an egghead. Please save me, 1 drop. If you have 2 or less life, up to one of your leader characters gains 3k, so it's a guard point. Trigger, play up to 1 egghead character with a cost of 5 or less from your trash. That's a good trigger. Just find whatever you need. And we've got Flame Split. Main and counter. Give up to 1 leader or character plus 1k power for the turn. Then, if your opponent has 2 life or less, rest up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or lower characters. And the trigger rests up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or lower characters. I think there is a very compelling argument to play this in addition to Amaru. Probably not over Amaru. But arguably over Amaru, because depending on what you're doing, like your opponent knows Amaru's only live from 1, but this is live from 2, so, you know, suddenly you can just kill them, right? Like, this card is very, very big, and I don't know why they printed it. I don't know why. It only costs 1. What the fuck? The trigger is not great. If there was a heal trigger, I think you just replace Amaru with this at that point. And finally, for main, we got, well, not quite, we got Ace still, but 2-drop, Egghead, trigger play, end of your turn. If your life is 3 or less, set up to one of your character, costs 5 or less, Egghead as active. So you just always get to maintain something. This is pretty good because you can always just stack it, so you never have to actually play it for 2, but also you don't really mind playing it for 2 in the opening turns of the game because you're just cheating stuff out. Finally, broken card, Ace, 10/10, on play, heal 1, and if you've got 2 or less life, it gains rush for the turn for some reason. Yeah, this card's stupid. There we go. We've done it. Every single card in OP07 in less than an hour total. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please like it, subscribe to the channel for lots more One Piece card game content. OP07 season is in full swing. You can expect tier lists and deck profiles and all that sort of stuff coming in the upcoming weeks. I've got a lot of other stuff I want to be talking about first. I got like, oh, so much stuff. There's so much exciting stuff coming. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to my Patreon as well, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Cheers.